Well met, and welcome to Assault on the Warrior's Rest, a heavy metal and battle-filled D&D adventure featuring some of your favorite characters from Chronicles of Frostfire and beyond, wink wink. This is a standalone side story that you can jump in at any time. But if you like what you see, feel free to
smite that like button.
Thank you, Raswar. Subscribe to support us here at Green and Garb. And if you're into Chronicles of Frostfire, this will be an interesting take for you. And so let's begin with today's story. The eves and anniversaries of great battles are the holy days of the Church of Tempus, the god of war, the lord of battles, the Foehammer. For followers of Tempus, the Feast of the Moon honors the greatest warriors slain in battle, and it's the most important, most auspicious day where each follower must spill their blood and sing the song of the sword in Tempus' honor. In a far-off corner of the Forgotten Realms, a battle-hardened silver dragonborn, paladin and champion of the god of war Tempus, takes a pause from his tasks and makes his way into a nearby wood to honor Tempus in reverent solitude on this most auspicious day. Clad in heavy steel armor and a strong axe and shield ever ready at his side, this warrior of Tempus is Raswar Shaxus. Raswar, are you ready to spill blood and sing the song of the sword?
Raswar is always ready for anything.
When you're ready, Raswar.
All right. I'm going to wander into this forest. I'm going to clear away debris, broken down logs and sticks, and plant my axe into the ground and kneel before it.
Epic.
With sword at hand and spirit burning free, let's step into the fields of honored clash. Hold fast the ground and never deign to flee as lightning of the storm begins to flash. Revel in the changing blades of steel. We'll bathe our legend in the blood of foes. Let pull the spokes and move the mighty wheel of history wherever glory goes.
Yes! And you feel full of vim and vigor as if Tempus is right alongside you. And you close your eyes and you're filled with the thoughts and the thrills of war and the glory of the battle lord. Yet, when you open your eyes, you're not in these woods anymore. You are whisked away to an unusual but familiar place you've been to once before, the Warrior's Rest, the domain of the god of war himself. Surrounding you is an endlessly rocky desert with predominantly flat grounds littered with mesas, badlands, and rocky formations. Above this desert is a light purple sky with shifting clouds.
I fall asleep in the woods?
Again? But something is wrong. Something's different. Because unlike last time, you look below you, at your feet are freshly slain soldiers. Hundreds, if not more. Like an army just clashed, one versus another, leaving almost no survivors on either side. There's banners and weapons strewn about, smoke billows from wagons and war machines that have been tossed aside or burnt down or crushed. And the smoke clouds your vision for a moment. But as it clears around you, there's still smoke billowing in different areas, but it's clear to you. There's been a clash here. Two sides, and blood pools and soaks in the dirt around you.
Looks like I'm late to the party. All right, can I tell who the factions were?
Okay, that's a good idea. Give me a investigation and perception roll.
Investigation, you say?
Mm-hmm. Well, give me an investigation at advantage first. Let's do that. Start with that.
At advantage, okay.
This is a battlefield. I think those are places you're used to being.
All right, well, my investigation is an 8.
Is an 8, okay. And then give me a perception, please.
Also at advantage or not?
No. Well, you know, it's a battlefield. Just for this time, yeah.
Battle.
You know your way around.
All right, that is a 20.
That's, oh my god, total?
Total 20.
Okay, so you, Raswar, you get down on the ground on one knee and blood begins to soak into your, some of the areas around your, that's not being covered in metal, or, a little bit staining the metal. But there's guts and sliced throats, and people have been speared through with swords and so forth, and I assume it doesn't really bother you.
It's a typical thing.
I assumed. So, one side, it's pretty easy to delineate the two sides here, and the one side you're more familiar with. These are clearly petitioners of the warrior's rest. So these elite soldiers have been called to fight and seek glory in battle for Tempus. You do see the Tempest insignia on most of them. However, also emblazoned on their shields and armor is another symbol. The symbol of the Red Knight. This is it's a chess piece with stars for eyes. Give me you would definitely know. There's no need to roll. You know who the Red Knight is. So followers of Tempus, including yourself, know the Red Knight as the goddess of strategy. She's the beloved ward and second in command of Tempus. She has the highest trust of Tempus, and if her troops have been embroiled in battle, it's probably for good reason. And then you rolled... Okay. Do you want to see the other side of the army as well?
Yes, I'm very much concerned with who my fellow brethren died to.
You have to shove aside a few bodies, and clearly, right in front of you, the other army is all Githyanki. You can tell simply from their tall, slender humanoid bodies, their leathery yellow and green skin, sunken eyes and small flat noses, and ears that point out and are serrated in the back. The armor is typically covered in gems and metals and stuff like that. It's clear to you. These are those intergalactic raiders that you've not had to fight before, but heard a lot about their prowess.
What are these fools doing here?
That's all for now, those two sides. The followers of the Red Knight, the goddess of strategy, and Githyanki. Just bodies strewn all over the place.
All right, well, the dead have told me what they could, so I'm going to look around to see if there's anyone fleeing the field or looters or...
The battlefield seems empty. You just missed the party, it seems like. But you do, when you're focused now, and past the crackling of fires and other post-battlefield sounds, already maybe some crows and ravens and so forth, vultures, you hear the sound of two people clashing, like ching, ching, past the smoke to your left.
The fight continues. Well, as my only clue of signs of life, I'm heading that way.
Okay. You're going to have to pass through some smoke, billowing black and white smoke. And as you do, you shove it... Wait, do you have dark vision?
I do.
Okay. So you would only... I mean, it's not dark necessarily, but as you push through the smoke here, you do eventually see the silhouette of two figures as you pass through the smoke. And you are greeted by, well, two figures. One has lost a fight. One was a Githyanki. And this is, from what you can tell, the only fight the last fight of this army clash. And a warrior, all in red, has just, as I said, as you clear the smoke, has just taken her sword, or a dual-pronged spear, and pierced through the chest of this Githyanki, draws her spear out, twirls it, and the blood just kind of spills out, and puts it down as the Githyanki just falls to their knees and plops face on the ground, dead. This woman is stylized and clad in this sanguine red plate armor. And the color of the armor is almost indistinguishable from the gallons of blood upon it. She doesn't sheath her shield or spear, but puts it to her side. And she takes what's a half-cut, what would have been a helmet, but looks like it was crushed in battle. She takes it and tosses it aside. turns right to you. And you see before you the I know you all look. The Red Knight herself. And the crumbling Githyanki warrior in front of her doesn't seem to bother her. And she after discarding the helmet, she lets loose this long raven black hair. And she's greeted by this pair of calculating gray eyes and this alluringly dark gothic facial features. She says nothing, just stares at you.
Well done.
She gives a small smirk. So, you are the chosen of Tempus, Raswar Shaxus.
Chosen?
I know who you are. Now, show me your mettle. Strike me, Raswar. Come. Or are you a coward? And she readies her spear, like in front of her, in a battle pose.
Well, not one to turn down a fight.
Okay.
I will heft my shield and pull out my axe.
All right. She's just standing there waiting for you, so the move will be yours.
Okay, well first I'm going to actually study her stance and look for an opening.
Okay, perception advantage.
That is a total of 6.
Total of 6. This is a strategist, and you can tell if there was a weakness in her posture right now, you couldn't find it.
Alright, no opening. Let's make one. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is let's attempt to see if she can follow me. Misty Step.
Oh, very cool. To where?
Let's go with the jumping strike. So Misty Step above her, coming down with my axe.
Okay, wow. That's the patented Raswar Tax giant moves. Okay, so you use bonus action to poof. And in a cloud of where you disappear, you shoot forward and appear. We don't have any kind of effects, right, with it. It's just a straight teleport, right?
Yeah, there's no effects in between.
Okay, that's fine. So you appear coming down. Your axe comes down. She seems for a moment, she is almost as if she weren't paying attention, but then she looks up and continues to smirk at you and draws her spear up and comes in and blocks your axe coming down as she grabs your spear with 2 hands, right? And then your metal clashes against metal. And it seems like she has more strength than you can possibly even imagine, almost like a godlike strength. And you clash for a moment, and you're kind of stuck in the air. And then she shoves you to the side, and you fall back on both feet. I assume ready, right in front of her, about 5 feet. And then she lunges at you. What would you like to do? Gonna fight back?
I am going to brace for impact.
Okay. Okay, she takes it. He takes her spear and comes at you with such force that you, as you just recovered, you put up your shield in defense, bracing for impact and get down. And she hits you with such force, your shield, the straps on it break, and it goes flying 50 feet. Like it goes flying 50 feet off in the battlefield. Just lands on a couple of dead bodies, and you're staggered backwards. Give me a dex saving throw.
Alright. Dex is a plus. Total of 9?
Total of 9. Okay. You catch yourself, but you're off guard now. She follows up with one more attack. It's coming down right at your chest. And you saw how she took down the Githyanki warrior. What's your move?
What's my move? She's still in the middle of her attack.
Yeah.
I've already used my bonus action.
Mm-hmm. What would you like to do as a reaction?
It's a reaction?
Yeah. Would you like to parry? Move out of the way?
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
I'm still convinced that this is a dream.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way to win this fight was to strike her. So, let her impale me. I'm attacking back.
Oh, okay. All right. The spear comes down towards your chest, and as you take up your axe in retaliation, right, as a counterattack, shedding aside all fear of death in this case, you go up to her and you go to strike as the spear comes down, and the spear stops just inches from your armor. It hits and puts a little bit of a dent and stops, and as you strike her with full force, I assume?
Hey, I'm playing to win.
All right. Your axe hits into the metal, and same thing, dents it, but doesn't seem to go through. And then she takes her spear back and smiles at you. And she says, perhaps you truly are the champion of Tempus after all. Raswar, you and I would make formidable offspring.
I just learned about that.
She offers you her hand.
I take it.
Okay. She pulls you up, and as you touch it, it feels, well, it's warm, but also there's a sense of greatness, like a strength there, with a firmness, and also, I mean, you have arcane capabilities, right? And you know it's flowing from her quite strongly. She helps you up. Your strength is impressive. You here to fight?
I'm always around to fight.
And I'm sure you know who I am. The Red Knight, the Lady of Strategy. Crimson General. But, Raswar, you've proven your mettle. You may call me Lady.
All right, lady.
I assume you know why you're here.
Because I fell asleep in the woods, and, I'm having a pretty cool dream.
I can assure you, Raswar, you are here. Physically. For a moment, anyway. And as you can see, the Githyanki have taken upon themselves to invade our home, to attempt to steal glory from Tempus. But it's more than that, I'm afraid. Do you want to know the whole truth?
And nothing but the truth?
They are siphoning the essence of our fallen warriors, Raswar, to feed souls to the wretched Lich Queen, Blackith. I suppose they ran out of Gith to offer her. Pity. And as you can surmise, I have been tasked by Tempus with destroying their fortress and felling these invaders to the man. To think that I am the ultimate strategist, yes, my soldiers have still fallen. They are powerful warriors, to be sure. But their ranks are down to dozens at most, left to guard their soul siphoner, Raswar. So, will you join me then in glorious battle to repel these invaders of Tempus?
Didn't even have to ask, lady.
Most excellent. Tempus thanks you. Now then, she looks around the battlefield and all the dozens of dead bodies right around her, and she readies herself a little bit and begins to clean off her armor and hair. Well, I suppose we'll need just something more than just you and I. And with my remaining power, I should be able to summon a powerful champion from your plane to bind them for battle. And I suppose I'll do the same for myself as well. Think of them as temporary warriors. Now, close your eyes. Think of a powerful warrior, Raswar.
Not John. No.
Savage.
All right, I think I know one.
Good. We'll need someone strong. Now then, She takes a moment and puts her hand in front of her face, and you can tell her brow furrows and is deep in thought or deep in some kind of conjuration magic. She takes that same hand, there's a wave, and then takes her spear with the other hand and slams it into the ground. And a burst of radiant light erupts from the spear and becomes making a circle around you. And it's bright. You regain your vision, and then in front of you stands the person you just thought of. A strong, young, handsome, big-muscled, bright-eyed, and polite-looking Yuan-Ti, clad in dark armor, gauntlets crackling with thunder. An artificer or a runic knight, from the looks of it, joins the fray.
Hey kid, you ready for a real fight?
I look at all the corpses. Raswar, what did you do? Where am I?
In my dream.
Okay.
In front of you, you see the Red Knight, and she nods slightly to you. And from her, you feel this power emanating, very, very strong, almost godlike.
Who's your friend? Hi, I'm Basil.
Welcome to the Warrior's Rest, soldier. I'm afraid the rules of this plane stipulate that you cannot leave unless you successfully win a battle engagement with us. So be that as it is, please give us your name and a brief record of your fighting capabilities.
I'm Basil Damascus, and I'm a rune knight of the Storm Giants Court, and I guess the other giants. I don't really know how that works. And I've fought some giants, and I've dragon. I guess we didn't really do so hot.
Don't worry, I can vouch for her. She punched a dragon. It was great.
Okay. Thanks,
really?
Raswar.
That's wonderful. Please, call me lady.
Okay.
Now, I think we have one more to bring for me, but Raswar, I'll let you take command. And she still has her hand on the spear, and one more time, there's a and light comes out, and a portal, and another sigil where this time stands an armored living construct, a warforged right in front of you, but not just your typical Eberron mass-produced model. No, this one has been stylishly crafted with care, precision, power, and emblazoned on his gunmetal colored exoskeleton is number 4. On his back is a large arcane Gatling gun, well used, probably impossible for any just typical mortal to wield. He has a wrench in his hand, he's probably in the middle of fixing something, maybe somewhere. And you see Raswar and Basil here, as well as this lady in red. She says, "Welcome to the Warrior's Rest, soldier. I'm afraid the rules of the plane stipulate that you cannot leave until you successfully win a battle engagement with us. So, be that as it may, give us your name and brief combat fighting capabilities."
I am 4. And I freed Avernus with my friends.
Impressive. Basil, perception.
Chunky dice. 9 plus... It's been a minute. 9 minus 1. So 8.
Okay, that's okay. All you needed was a 5 in this case because you recognize this.
Good rolls today.
You recognize this Warforged as a design of yours.
I'm gonna get real close.
Okay.
Just sorta. I'm Basil. Nice to meet you. You look really familiar.
You do not.
Okay. Do you know a Cosmia, perhaps?
Yes. I was just next to her. I don't know how I got here.
We're sort of related. Well, not really related. She's my aunt, but like the family friend kind, you know? And you look like, you know, it's like her handiwork and some stuff that we used to work on.
She does tend to adopt people and things, both.
The Red Knight pulls you aside for a second, Raswar. She stands next to you, sort of retrieving her spear, and it clinks onto her back. She says, Raswar, are they cousins?
Listen, I just learned how that all worked, but like they don't even look like the same species.
Interesting. Well, Basil, these are your troops to command. I leave them in your hands, and I would like you to assess your combat capabilities and establish rapport with them as your squad. We're going to need to work together to take down the Gith. So.
What's up, Basil?
You missed a lot. Is this where you've been the whole time?
What do you mean?
When we were, we went to Maelstrom, and we met Princess Ursa, and then we fought, and Imrith got away, and then we went to Waterdeep, and did a talent show, and Amalia made us cry, and Bahara's dad's still alive in her locket. The rest of us know that now. And,
explain some things.
And then Osk is in love with Bahara, so he gave us all his resources, and now we're sailing to where we might find King Hecaton, I think. I learned rigging because you weren't there to spar. And John wants to go by J-Dubs now because we found out about his college days, so exclusively call him that for sure.
Right, not doing that.
Okay. That's kind of what's been happening.
These people are strange. It feels familiar.
That's like a lot of stuff. The heck is this guy again?
Well,
I am 4.
No, like, I didn't say who, I said what.
a Warforged, it looks like.
Indeed.
Does that firearm work?
Very much so.
Good. And I summoned you for good reason.
Can I see it? And I'll pull out Atheris's design. I've kind of got my gun.
Interesting. Okay, so you look and the design is clearly from Dr. Cosmia. They share the same internals and other firearm-related stuff.
Yes.
That I totally understand.
Shit stuff.
Yeah. So,
Rigging.
what?
Rigging.
Yeah, it's all
rigging.
They share the same rigging. They're actually boats. No, but yeah, you can tell the design is similar. Now, Basil's designed looks like a little bit more of a prototype to what you have.
Are you strong enough to hold this even?
I would like to try if you don't mind.
You may.
Okay, it's a little heavy. And it takes a second for you to get used to it, like the weight, and but you're very strong.
Nice, the balance.
And there's a trigger.
I'll look over. I'll have my hand over it and look over it for.
Be careful with that.
Okay.
You fire it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you press the trigger and it just goes
Whoa.
like it's starting to spin up.
Oh, okay.
Are you pressing it? You're
I'm
holding it down.
blasting it.
Oh, okay. I thought you just pulled it once. Okay, so you aim. Okay, away from everybody, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
Safety first.
Please.
Safety first.
And you fire towards the battlefield. Everything else here is dead. So whatever. And you're holding it, and you press, and it goes. And different colored, like elemental shots come out. Really fast, and super fast, rapid succession. It takes a second, actually pushing you back as you're getting used to it. And after a minute, you're able to stabilize it, and it's a lot of it. You still firing?
I drew a little like smiley face in
Okay, easily.
Oh.
Okay, and then it winds up. An arcane mist comes out of the front.
I'm like sticking my face in there and trying to look at the stuff, and then I'll hand it.
Do you want to, try to learn? Is that what you're trying to learn the schematics or something?
Just looking.
Just looking.
Just looking.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And the Red Knight looks back at you. All right. You've had enough games. It's time to go. The longer we dilly-dally, the more the Gith will send their dragon riders. So, We must head first to Delta Charlie, our forward operating base, and then we'll head to the Gith Fortress. Are you ready?
I suppose.
Come then. And she turns and her cape flips and blood spills off. And she begins to walk forward, like not even, like walking through bodies, not even, like it's, doesn't matter.
Raswar, she's just like you.
Alright, yeah. You guys follow her, I'll catch up.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna quickly go grab my shield that flew off.
Smart move. Smart move. Okay. And
then I will follow behind.
okay. All right. You are going to, after you cross this field of dead bodies, you enter into the rocky, the Badlands area of the Warrior's Rest. And it's a bit of a short hike to the forward operating base. Is there anything you want to talk about on the way? You got a hot minute if you'd like. If not,
I know how the kid feels. For whatever you are, still don't get that. How do you feel about war?
I have seen a lot of it. It is not fun. But it is necessary sometimes.
That's something. Alright, well, this is definitely going to be necessary.
Okay.
all right. And just a short time later, again, it's a forward operating base. You arrive there, at Delta Charlie, and this is it's not very big, as if, and people are there look exhausted and battered, and maybe there's a few dozen people left. Probably would have been maybe a larger base at this point, but this is all that's left after the battle just happened. So really what there are is there's some campgrounds, just tents roughly set up. There's some, what was left of like maybe heavy siege equipment and arms kind of lay strewn around. But for the most part, everybody looks quite tired, and it's been a long campaign. And as the Red Knight moves forward, they address her, and you get to partway into the encampment, and the Red Knight lady turns to you, and she says, "There's some things I must prepare. I need to find us mounts to get through the vast, a field of boiling lava. Now, in the meantime, Raswar, please see to our troops here at the camp. Raise their morale if you can. Participate in their training and show them a thing or two. All of you, perhaps, can. First, speak with First Officer, Tempus Sendar. He will tell you more. For Tempus."
For Tempus.
Right, she turns, cape flips, and she walks into further into the camp.
Where do we find this person, this first officer?
He's not out commanding the troops. He's probably somewhere in a command station. I'm going to look around the grounds and look for a spot that would be the most ideal location for the command center.
Okay, very nice. I'm not gonna have you roll because you would know where that is. And you look at a spot that's slightly higher up. They might have a good viewing vantage. And there's a tent there. It's not like it's well adorned or anything, but it's larger. It's probably like a general's or a commander's tent kind of thing.
It's going to have some sort of insignia.
Of course, it has on one hand there is a shield which has the Tempus, and then a smaller shield which is the Red Knight, the knight figure in red. The knight chess piece figure.
He's probably up there.
I begin walking that way.
Okay, Ford just begins walking.
I'm walking in Raswar's shadow.
Everyone looks at you, but they're all like hardened soldiers. I mean, these people that come here are people that seek glory in combat, so they'd be happy to fight you at any time for anything. So
Good energy.
so it's just Basil thing. Okay, and you head up. Mm-hmm. At the top there is in front of the tent, there's a well-scarred, well-decorated, clearly a veteran. It's a gold dragonborn, the person that was referred to as Tempus Sendar. It can definitely be be them. And based on their insignia, like what they have showing, they look to you to be like an old hammer of Tempus. It's not just like some random person that came here, right? To the Warrior's Rest, this is somebody of Tempus. And currently he's barking orders at people to try to get supplies and everything, logistics figured out.
All right, well, I'm just going to march right on into his tent.
Okay, he's in front of the tent, but if you're going to like walk up to him.
Yeah.
Okay, he's currently talking with somebody, like a young human, and the human kind of has their head down, is being yelled at for something, and they turn around, and this person puts their arms on their sides and breathes a heavy sigh, and then looks up at you in surprise.
Hail, brother.
And slowly, just staring at you, Raswar Shaxus?
Correct.
Are you famous?
He's
yet.
He's in utter disbelief. Tempus shank me. You are Raswar Shaxus? You've all grown up! And he takes a step forward and he pats you 2 times on the armor, and he looks very happy to see you.
Is this your uncle?
Well, something like that. Well, of course, you never remember me, but I found you at the doorstep of the temple in the Battledales. Returning from glorious conquest, of course.
Oh. All right, so that's who you are.
Oh my God, this is what? Oh my, Raswar. It's been years. I'm sorry. Let me compose myself. I basically raised you. Well, again, you would remember. When I found you on the doorstep, you were a wee child, but I saw you there in that basket, and even as a babe, I knew you smelled of war, of battle, of victory, and of poop, a lot of poop. But I knew.
What?
I knew then that you were a gift from Tempus.
Such flattery.
Right? But let me tell you, the other hammers, they didn't take kindly to be bringing you in. But I didn't care. I raised you, Raswar. Fed you only meat, read you all the war stories, everything. And at age 2, I remember this, the proudest day, when you went on that kid's ride-along, and you felled both those goblins with that axe. Boy, I knew you'd earned your name then, Raswar Shaxus. And I wish I could have seen you grow up. But I died defending the temple. Just a little bit after that. Honorable battle. Underdark attacked us, but... Anyway, here I am, serving Tempus.
Excuse
in the
me,
afterlife.
I'm so sorry to interrupt. I
Definitely.
would love more Raswar stories. Did you just say you died?
Yeah. Most of us here are dead.
Where are we?
This is the Warrior's Rest, young lad. We come here to fight in the afterlife. Those of us who had not had enough.
Oh.
We've pledged to Tempus and continue to fight.
Well, that's convenient.
The last
All
place
right.
I went, the dead flowed as a river. This is different.
Mighty.
The hell did you go?
So, what are you here for, Raswar?
Was bid by the Lady Red Knight to come find you and get the details on the situation and help ready the troops.
Fantastic! I would be honored to fight by your side, Raswar. Wow. I'm so impressed. You've grown up to be such a strong dragonborn. Damn, I did good. Well, yeah, there's a few things you can do here. There's a fighting pit down there. The men need a little bit of tough love. Also, firing range. Oh man, these archers, they can't hit shit. Someone needs to show them how to fire. And then, there's a physical training area. Anybody strong among you? Lifting some rocks, boulder tossing.
Anyone strong among us.
This guy, am I right?
So, yeah. It's great to see you, Raswar.
What was your name again? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Tempus Centaur.
Great, all right.
Hammer of Tempus.
Okay.
Well, then, 3 locations, and there's 3 of us. How convenient.
So we all go to all 3 of them together. That's not what you were thinking. I'm gonna let you sort of lead.
All right. Let's see.
So there's a firing range, like a CQC pit, close quarters combat pit, basically, and like a physical training thing where they're tossing boulders and stuff like that.
Exactly. So I've got 2 people with guns here. Either of you actually archers?
Nope, I picked this up in a basement somewhere when we found it, remember?
I have never handled a bow.
It's mostly like a ranged area. Most of them are using bows, but
Maybe the concepts will cross over.
All right. Well, I'm assigning you to 4. Was it
Yeah.
to help those archers? Because I don't know my way around a bow at all.
Okay.
okay.
All right, and I'm jumping in that fighting pit no matter what anyone says. So that leaves you to throw rocks.
All right.
Wait, aren't you giant strength or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, that's fine.
Okay, all right. And Tempus is like a proud like uncle basically. And he just looks at you and he's very happy.
This explains so much.
I fed him only meat. I'm telling you. You gotta go strong.
Yeah.
You're not eating vegetables, are you, Raswar?
No comment.
All right.
I've never seen him eat a vegetable, sir.
Doesn't matter. I'd be proud of you anyway. I hear word around the camp. You're the champion of Tempus.
I mean, aren't we all?
Yeah, I suppose that's true. He sheds a single tear. Yes. Excuse me.
Didn't you tell us you had a dream about being a chosen one? I
did-
thought it was just a dream, but
I did have a dream, just like this one, and Tempus was there, and he gave me a horse.
oh, that's right.
It
There
was-
was the horse, and we
it
were gonna
was-
get you a horse.
It was pretty cool.
Wait. Raswar Shaxus, you've seen Tempus?
Yeah, I had a cool dream.
Oh my God, Raswar Shaxus! Tempus, shake me! I'm so proud of you, my son. I mean, not my son, I'm sorry. I must go back to work. If you'd like to chat, see me later.
I like it. He's nice.
Oh, I need to drying his.
Your uncle has lots of energy.
All right, he's already has a queue of people lining up who need orders, so he's back to it.
All right.
So then, fighting pit, I guess, and then
Wherever Raswar tells me to go.
okay, and then the great initiative, PvP.
Uh-oh.
14.
14,
That's 7.
7,
20.
20. All right, then 4, you are up first. You're gonna head to the fire range. Oh, you all disperse, and you walk through the camp, and it smells of steel and blood and all great camp things.
I see.
And you arrive at the firing range, and there is a elf who's trying in vain, an elf with white hair, probably a high elf, who's trying in vain to, he's like rookies basically, who are having troubles like getting their arrows onto the bow, and he looks very frustrated.
You seem to be struggling.
And he looks back. Says, welcome. My name is Finch, Private Finch.
Hello, Finch. Have you ever used a bow before?
Of course, I'm an elf. But they can't seem to learn. If only there was something simpler than a bow. Something where, instead of knocking and thing, they would just do it. With like a press. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
Here, try this. And I hand him one of my pistols.
Oh, okay. He says, he looks at it for a second, he says, and what is this? And he pulls the trigger and it just shoots up in the air. Oh, Oh, is this one of the firearms?
Yes,
Ah, wonderful. Can you make more of these?
maybe. Or you could make crossbows. They work the same way, basically.
Everyone is like nodding in agreement. They're just like, and a lot of people are just kind of staring at you, like, whoa, like this guy. Look at him. How could he possibly die in battle? Is the murmuring you hear? And he says, "Okay, well, show us how it's done, please.
Okay.
Do you have anything you can shoot with?" And they're just like, what? And everybody's just like, whoa, what is that? And okay, well, we have a firing range. Would you care to demonstrate?
Sure.
Okay, there are 3 different ranges they have, it looks like. Some of the targets are closer, and then a little further away, and then pretty far away. And the targets are all kind of makeshift dummies of Githyanki.
I see.
Yeah, just kind of poorly drawn and colored. And
What's the longest range ones?
longest range ones are probably like 200 feet or so. 50, 100, and 200.
Okay. I'll start at the 50.
Okay, all right. And everyone stands back, and people are kind of, so they're not sure because you busted out your minigun basically.
Yeah.
People kind of, many people are mostly interested, and you get more crowds starts coming. Other people are kind of like hiding behind some stuff. And okay, so go ahead and give me, if you're at this distance, give me 3. No, sorry. Do you want to shoot all the targets that are available?
Yes.
Okay. Just give me 2 rolls at advantage at this distance. It's pretty easy for you.
There's a 19 on one of those.
Okay.
And a 17, so those are both almost 30.
Okay. You get in. How do you want to? How would you set up and how would you do it?
I'm just literally just going to go. Oh.
Oh, you're not even aiming at a target. You're just sweeping.
Sweeping across the table.
Okay. There's like splinters of wood, everything flying off as all the ammo sort of hits and explodes. And everybody's like, whoa, and you hear there's like applause, like thundering applause.
They were all fire elements, so the remains of the targets are on fire.
Okay. All right, you've done work, and they're impressed, and there's training to be had. They're observationally learning by firearm osmosis.
I see.
And okay, which one you want? There's 100 and the 200 left.
I go to the 200.
Okay, so you will have to give me 2 rolls at disadvantage at this range.
Okay. That's the best, probably. Those are both bad. So, a 14 and an 18.
14 and 18. So you don't get like full hits. You just like right.
Don't do it that.
Oh, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna be just single shots.
Got it.
Real quick, little.
And then,
burp,
so
burp.
basically, what happens is you don't like just suffuse their bodies completely. You just get it's just something like suddenly, and their heads all pop off on the targets. And there's more applause, and then everyone runs up to you, and you're surrounded in a circle of people who want to look at what you have. So, all right, who is next? Initiative, I forget. Basil, was that you? Okay. Basil, you make your way down to, it's almost like it's a pit. It's literally like carved into the ground. Or people, you're at the physical training area.
Yeah.
Okay. Instead of tires, they're just doing boulder tossing, if you will. So, at the front there's a dwarf, a very stocky dwarf, in some like a breastplate. With red hair, and again, it looks like he's telling people how to get these boulders and pick them up for like physical training. As people grab the boulders and they kind of fall backwards, and yes, it's not looking great.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me, you look like a person in charge.
He looks like he's right. Hello,
I'm Basil.
hey Basil, Corporal Welkin.
What?
Corporal Welkin.
Oh,
Corporal
that's your name.
Welkin. Yes,
Got
it's my
it.
name.
That registered the 3rd time.
You here with the so-called champion?
Yes, I'm here to help. I'm here to help Raswar.
Right. Well, we could use some help. These my troops cannot even handle these boulder tosses.
Oh,
Please show them
all
good
right.
form if you can.
Sure. Just give me a second. And on a giant size.
Oh, you're gonna get thick? Okay.
Yeah, get thick.
Okay. All right, so you use the runes to grow in giant size, and everybody who's looking at you, how tall are you normally?
Like 5'7".
Okay, so mostly eye to eye. Yeah, that's fine. That people, if there's anybody larger there, because people that are training in this particular are pretty large and muscly.
I don't think Basil's like normal form is beefy. I think he's just like a lanky, like young adult.
Gotcha. So it's when you was it the henchin or whatever?
Teenager to bottle builder.
You hook out, and everyone's looking at you, and then they, as you grow in size, are just like, nah, right? And everyone stands back. One of the individuals, a tiefling, had just fallen with a rock with one of the boulders like on them.
I'll catch it.
Oh, you catch it? Okay,
Yeah.
all right. You catch it with one hand. You put it over to the side. Okay, so imagine that. There's 2 different sizes of boulders.
Interesting.
There's a smaller rock, probably the size of half your body. No, well, half normal body size. And there's one that almost looks, it's actually a large boulder. And there's one it's even larger, but it's almost like a pillar-looking thing.
Okay.
Which one would you like to do? There's a small, medium, and the largest one, which is a pillar.
Let's do medium. I can skip the small one.
Okay, it's too easy.
Like kick it.
Okay, that's fine. You just kick it away. And everyone is well, they're looking at you intently, trying to figure out your form. So,
Sure,
okay,
yeah.
give me an athletics. For this medium one, athletics, just normal roll. No advantage. Oh, wait, aren't you large size?
Yeah, I got advantage on strength checks.
Okay, yeah, so go ahead and give me advantage. Athletics, in this case.
Okay. 18?
Total?
Yeah.
Okay, with advantage?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so tell me how you'd like to... do you have to take it, and you pick up the rock, and you've seen some people do it as you walk forward, and toss it from a particular line and see how far you can toss it.
Okay,
basically.
great.
So, tell me about your...
Do you want to pick it up and do a big spin?
Oh, sure, that's what you want to do?
Yeah,
Okay. All right. And...
To let it go on the... on the spin.
And... You toss, and then what's your total?
18.
18. You toss it exactly, so... okay, so 135 feet.
Great.
That makes sense.
Sure.
That is a long time.
All right, it's in slow motion, of course. There's a giant boulder, and then farther than there's no divots or holes anywhere at this distance. Excuse me. And so it was like kind of like having to look over there, and they're like, "Wow!" All right.
It was a supernatural gift. I know that's not large size in everyone's thing, but the form hopefully helps.
Yeah. I know.
Okay. This one, and I'll point at the big one.
Okay, and the dwarf looks at you and says, "No one's tossed that one in a while.
I'll give it a go.
You sure you can handle it? Okay.
Why not?
All right, go."
Okay. Do I just roll again?
It's a disadvantage, though.
No.
It's very, very
So it's
even
just
for
a
your
straight roll.
size. Yes, just straight roll.
Oh, okay. 19.
19. All right, this one's larger. So you get up and you get down, I assume squat, or you lift with your back?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
No.
Okay.
Good form here. I don't know what good form actually is, but I'm doing it.
You have it, and you have that large boulder like this, and you're kind of almost, it's large, even for you. It's
Sure.
basically shooting up, even
Yeah.
like 5 feet above
Is
your
it like
head.
the log throwers?
Yeah, kind of like that. Okay, what do you want to do for this one?
Whatever they do in that sport. Where they,
You
they like lift it and walk around with it or something? I don't know.
They still want you to toss it, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Great. I don't know how you toss it.
Kind of like toss it like tumbles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's right. It's like the
Yeah,
Viking games or whatever.
Yeah.
Or,
It's
yeah, the Scottish Highlands games. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
That's what you're going to do?
Yes.
You walk up to it, kind of have to waddle a little bit, and you toss it. And it goes, woo, 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 and hits like perpendicular and thunks and moves forward. And with the 19, you did still further than anybody's ever rolled with the other ones, ever thrown with the other ones. So well done. It just thunks and
Alright.
crashes.
Okay.
And again, you heard applause coming from the firing range, and there's also applause here. Another group of people are coming up, and they're just asking you for advice of how to do bigger bench or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I can help, like, maybe give, like, they can do, like, negatives with the boulders if I help them hold it. You know, that's helped me in my other form.
Okay, wonderful. Very good. So you help everybody. And, okay, Raswar, we're going to you. So you arrive at this CQC fighting pit, if you will. And as I mentioned earlier, accidentally, it's like dug in into like dirt and mud in the middle, and there's some people basically doing grappling situation, trying to like wrestle, right?
Kind of like a gladiator.
Yeah, like a gladiator thing, exactly. Yeah, and yeah, at the front there's another dragonborn, a red dragonborn, who's observing the troops training.
All right, well, I look for a spot to set down my shield and axe.
Okay. There's an area where everyone else is leaving their weapons, the crude like stands.
All right, leave my weapons over there. Then I'm going to ignore the red dragonborn for the moment,
Okay.
and I'm just going to walk to the center of the pit.
Really? Okay. And the red dragonborn says, "Hey, you can't," and then kind of shuts up. And right now, here, there's two people fighting. There are two people grappling who stop, and they're kind of covered in mud to their torso. And there's a half-orc and a turtle. And as soon as they see you, they look up, and they realize something, and they say, "For Tempus."
For Tempus.
And off to the side, there's also a small gnome who doesn't seem to be getting much action.
All right, well, first I'm going to look at the two guys who were already fighting.
Okay. So the half-orc, green skin, really large tusks, and hair that's been kind of pulled back. The turtle looks like slow but strong, and it has a yellowish hue to the front, and then kind of their shell is brown, and they have a stabbing turtle-like face.
I see. Two of you, what are you doing?
We're grappling, says the half-orc. Poorly, sorry, sir.
I see. Who told you to grapple?
Sergeant Stout.
I look over at the other people who are not grappling. What are the rest of you doing?
Oh, wait. There's some people there. They look pretty exhausted, fatigued. Then they say, they're kind of like, the idea, the general consensus you're getting is that they're resting and they're tired.
Alright. We've got a large battle ahead of us. Some of you are tired. In war, that doesn't matter. You stand beside your brother and you keep fighting. I see two men fighting here in the middle of the ring. If one's the opposing force, why are you allowing your brother to fight him alone and die?
Persuasion advantage.
So 19.
19. Okay. The other troops who are around, they all get up. And they nod in agreement. And you hear some whispering like, "It's true, he must be the champion of Tempus." And they're like, "For Tempus!" And they all suddenly charge into the ring. There's a big old brawl in the mud.
They're all just fighting each other.
Yes!
Free for all, huh?
Yeah, it's a free for all. And the sergeant who's back there is shouting, he's like, "Hey, stop!" And he turns away and just sits down on a bench. And there's just like the big, in the cartoons, there's that big smoke cloud or whatever, and the people fighting with the legs and arms coming out. It's kind of like that.
Where'd the gnome go?
Yeah.
Is the gnome in there too?
Yes, the gnome is in there. Yeah. You impressed them all with your speech.
They half listened to what I said. All right, you lot. I don't know if they can hear me over their fighting, but
How loud do you shout?
let's. I'm trying to get their attention.
Okay.
Military bellow.
Okay, and then they stop when they hear you shout, and they're in kind of weird, awkward, like the twister positions or whatever, and they stop, just suddenly silent and stop.
All right, everybody up.
Right?
Rank and file.
Okay, they brush up as well as they can. It looks like these are like reserve troops at best, and they kind of get into whatever position they know best and salute you.
All right. I'm going to split them into 2 teams.
Okay.
You there, you there, you there.
Okay. All right, and they dutifully follow. So they've had some training.
This isn't one-on-one. When you're on the battlefield, you're not fighting one enemy, you're fighting all the enemies. And you want the man next to you to also fight all of the enemies. So take up teams, then go at each other. Help your fellow man. So long as he stands, there's going to be someone protecting your right, there's going to be someone protecting your left.
They say, sir, and you want me to just go at it? Like clash?
For the moment.
Okay, then they, in a more orderly, like militaristic way, they get together. They look at each other and they form like little teams to get each other's backs, and they then charge forward. And it's like a orderly fight. People know what's happening and are trying to get like the advantage on this little skirmish or whatever. So they have improved immediately.
All right, so I'm going to look for whoever seems to be doing the best.
Okay, that would be the gnome. The gnome is literally like suplexing people and is a non like, despite his size, like he's taking down the whole team almost by himself of the other guys.
Jesus Christ. All right, so
Chad, no.
once a side has seemed to be like the clear victor, even before they win, I'm going to call it.
Okay, yeah.
All right, that's enough. I can clearly see that Team B has won.
Okay, and Team A is like shrugging them off and they're all glaring at the gnome.
All right. Another important thing to know in the middle of a battle is that there is going to be someone stronger than you. Again, they're all going to be glaring at the gnome.
Yes, they are.
All right. So, what do?
Sir.
You send in your own champion.
Okay, and the gnome kind of gets up, and this gnome is a small gnome. He's maybe 2.5 feet tall. Mm-hmm. And he cracks his knuckles in his neck or whatever, and he says, "Hey, come at me, bruh!"
I come at you for Tempus.
Okay, so you you get it with the gnome. He doesn't seem tired at all, actually, after fighting a whole team A. Okay, you just give me 3 grapple checks. It's basically just strength athletics.
Strength athletics?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay. As you... Okay.
3 of them?
I need your 3 totals.
All right.
Of each one individually. Sorry.
All right, so it's going to be black, red, blue. For the order.
Ooh.
Oh,
All right, black. My first one is
not 20 with whatever.
a nat 20 with
What? Okay, all right. Not 20. So
it's total 29, I guess.
okay, you get in, the first roll contested, you win. So you charge each other and grapple and grab, and there's like a tug of war of 2 very, very strong creatures, but you get the upper hand and now have the advantage. Like you have the I don't know jujitsu or anything, but you have like the top position.
Mm-hmm.
Get the high ground.
You have the high ground. Yeah. Okay. Next, what's your total?
Well, I can tell you that I just rolled 2 9s after that, so it's 14-14.
14. Okay. So that's you won 2 of the 3. So as you grapple this gnome, it's really tough. You have no idea how. Give me a perception roll actually while you're grappling. I assume you look while you're grappling.
I'm trying to learn as well.
Grappling blind.
I pay attention to who I'm fighting.
Okay.
I have no clue.
What'd you roll total?
2.
Okay, no idea.
It's a half-orc gnome.
I have no idea how this little guy is doing this.
Okay, and then finally, after this monumental struggle, probably like 15 minutes, like for some time, you're just like literally not even moving. Like in arm wrestling where you're stuck like in the middle, and it's just like this. It's like tension, and people are like, "What is going on?" And then finally, you get that, and you do like a kick and get him down and pin him, and you've won the grapple. And the gnome gets up and says, "Brah, you cheated."
I'm just going to start bellowing. That's the 3rd lesson for today. In war, there are no rules. I didn't cheat, but even if I did, it means I won and my side is still alive.
Okay, give me an intimidation roll, please. At advantage, definitely.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be scared. So 25.
25?
25.
His pants turn yellow, and he flees. That's it. And everybody else is like, Raswar Shaxus.
Well then, whenever he comes back, make him fight twice as much.
One guy looks over. It's another dwarf. He says, I think I've heard he's been on the juice.
I see.
So by the time he comes back, he'll probably wear off. Potions of Hill Giant Strength. That one.
Well, as long as he hasn't known one for battle, I don't really care.
All right, and you have successfully trained these troops very quickly. And yeah, anything else you'd like to do in your particular respective groups, or?
I demonstrate loading crossbows and pistols both for the troops.
Okay,
If
awesome.
they get their own, they know how to actually load them.
Yeah, there are crossbows, and that seems to be much simpler, especially for the greener recruits.
Not
Great,
to mention the ones I was using auto-load, so...
great idea. Anything else?
Maybe we can do team lifts.
Oh, that's fun. Okay, or like the log things they do in the Marines or whatever, or the SEALs. Okay.
Arr.
All right, so I've worn out everybody, making the fight over and over.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have them all sit in a row, and I'm going to go up to the red dragonborn and slap him on the shoulder.
Okay. I swear I didn't know they were cheating.
Whatever. You and me, some fake sparring. We're just going to show them the moves. They can watch and learn.
All right. He nods, and at this point, he was kind of ignoring you at first. Now he's very taken by your like leadership charisma capabilities. So it's like almost like the anime shiny eyes. Yeah. So okay.
He has hard eyes for you.
Yeah. And yeah, he follows your moves to the letter. And the troops are very invigorated at this point. They're like, yeah, hoo-ah, and like shouting, and yeah, they're into it. They're not tired anymore.
They're all Marines now.
Yeah, whatever, yeah. So, okay. After a while passes of finishing up, you finally hear a ding, 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 like a dinner bell ring.
Oh, time for food.
Everyone gets up and says, to the grub hall.
All right. I'll go follow them and hopefully link up with these guys.
Yeah, if you're all going,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you're going to eat, but you're going to go meet up or not?
I'm going to wander back over to the commander's tent, because I don't know where anything else is.
Well, you can hear where the dingings come from.
Yes, but that doesn't mean anything to me.
You can see everybody in the camp going.
Yeah,
that
everyone's
way.
going one way. If you want to go to the command tent, that's fine.
I'm going to the command tent.
Okay, you go to the command tent,
I can
and
see from up there.
what's that? Oh yeah, you can easily see where to go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a mess hall. In fact, whoever.
I'm looking for them.
Oh, I see. Okay, you or whatever, and you you see them with each of them with like a mass of very like just impressed followers around them, asking them for tips and advice of how to war or get better or get stronger or whatever.
It seems they both have made friends.
Mm-hmm.
I'll proceed to walk down and try to meet up with them.
Okay, all to the mess hall then? We can do that. I mean, you two are famished at this point. And you head into the mess hall. It's just a tent. It looks like any other, but it smells okay. Because inside, what you hear they're serving, it's just basically what you can see is kind of like MREs, like meals ready to eat. And they're just self-contained, like rations, basically. And everyone's kind of getting in line for these, so.
Why do the dead require food?
I don't know. I'm dreaming it. It's weird.
I don't think it's a dream, Raswar. How would I be here?
I don't know. I dreamed up the person in my party I thought would fight the best.
Aww.
It's also true.
So how am I here?
I don't know. What the hell you are still?
I am 4.
Okay, so 4, are you going to get in line and get some food or not?
I'm just standing at the entrance.
Okay, everyone kind of files by you and you're going to go get some food. Okay, it actually smells pretty good once you get it. It's just very kind of meat and potatoes kind of food. Mm-hmm. And there's plenty of room here because there's probably a lot more people here, but people died in battle. So there's less people. That's how it works, I guess.
Nah.
Long story short, you can sit wherever you want.
Hey, well, sitting with the rest of the rank and file.
All right. Together? Are you all sitting together or not?
Yes.
Okay. Raswar, I'm sorry, Raswar. 4, are you going to sit down or anything with them?
I stand at the end of their table.
Okay. All right. People just kind of look at you and marvel and wonder. And you have your food. There's a lot of talk about how to fight better, best practices for fighting. And you somehow, through talking, able to eat your food. And you feel filled of food. Anything you'd like to do?
Where are we? So what's the what's happening here, Raswar? Where are we fighting? Who are we fighting?
Red Knight called him Gith Yankee.
All right.
Some scrawny looking guys with some fur. I don't know. Never seen them before.
There's a soldier over your right, and it's a human, red hair. He looks and says, "They're sending you to fight the fortress, the Gith fortress?"
Heck yeah.
All right, well, thanks. Someone's got to do it.
What can you tell us about them?
Well, the Gith, they're psychic warriors. They're interplanar raiders. I mean, you know.
They're what?
Interplanar raiders.
He's using a lot of words.
I understand what they mean. That's just...
Yeah, they're tough. We've lost a lot of people.
I would like to capture some and find out how they travel between the planes. That sounds useful.
We've
I
tried.
have friends on other planes. It'd be nice to visit them.
That's cool. What planes?
Hot ones with rivers of dead.
Wait, that's that place you mentioned
And
earlier.
astral ones. Places.
This guy is weird.
I like them.
I don't know how I dreamed that up.
Raswar, I'm pretty sure... Listen, if I'm going to be here fighting, I need you to know it's not a dream so that you don't let me die.
Oh, it's okay. It's just...
Give him a little pinch.
You feel a real pinch.
Of course I would. I would dream that, right?
Oh no, is that poorly, is it?
What's the Inception, like, top or something?
Yeah. Wait, if it stops spinning, is that what it
Yeah.
is? Okay. Okay. And after the food, everyone's mostly at this point, and the amount of people is subsiding and heading out, you start hearing some laughing from behind. Like, like they're laughing of a group of people. And these look like pretty rowdy recruits, mostly humans. And as they're laughing, one of them's holding like a weird disc. And there's some like poofs of magic around him.
The
I walk over and look at the disc.
And what do you want with this?
I just walk over and look down at the disc.
Oh, look down at the disc.
Awkwardly close.
Arcane check. Arcane check.
I got a pretty good set on it. I rolled really bad, so I'm 11.
Okay. You realize this disc is suffused with like wild magic. And one of them kind of puts it away and says, looks at you. It's like a recruit of some kind, like a private, but kind of like square jaw, dark skin, like very the shape. They don't have shape hair, but where they trim the hair or whatever. The buzz cuts hair. Yeah, dark blue eyes, and he says, "Oh, hey, are you with the champ?"
Is that the champ?
And they all nod, and they kind of stop laughing.
Then maybe.
And they all wave to you.
Had there.
They all wave to you, and then one says, "Hey, champ!"
Still weird about being called champ too. Like what? But I'm gonna like. Yeah.
And one guy says, like whispers, and you can overhear this, but not you two. And he says to the guy holding the disc, he says, "You can take it." He says, "Champ, you up for a game?"
What kind of game?
Spin the wheel.
The hell kind of game is that?
It's a game for fun. Blow off some steam. Tell you what, though, if you and your friends take a spin, got something for you.
This sounds like the game the village children would play with a bottle. They did weird things afterwards.
He says it's not that. I promise.
So you want to spin something for prizes?
And they all kind of laugh. You could say that.
Show me an example.
Okay. The one fellow holding it is just an olive drab green like BDUs. He spins it and it goes, and then slowly goes and stops, and then poof, suddenly has a big long beard, and everyone else just starts laughing, like that's it.
I grabbed the beard and
It looks completely real. Well, it's like suffused with magic, so it looks probably like temporary.
but it's attached.
Yes. Excuse me.
How do you win?
Just take a spin. Interested?
May I?
Absolutely.
Well, oh, you want to?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to? Okay. So I need you to roll a D100 for.
It's a big chart.
Is this a D100? It is. Okay.
Yes.
Actually, I'll just roll D10s.
Go ahead. Are you both going to?
45.
I'm sorry?
45.
45. Okay. So you take it and go, and spin it goes. Okay. And all of a sudden, 4 starts to glow, just vroom, bright yellow, like radioactive yellow, like vroom, vroom, vroom. And for the next day, 4, you have somehow advantage on stealth checks.
This makes perfect sense.
And you're just glowing, and everyone's just laughing. It's just not at you, but like with you at these surreptitious effects.
I am not laughing now.
You what?
I am not laughing now.
Okay, so you're just like glowing, like this is faintly bright yellow. Yeah, it's just emanating
Or you
off
look
of you.
radiant.
Yeah, kind of.
Thank you, I guess.
Is whatever you are supposed to do that?
I don't believe so, but I'll have to consult the doctor.
And they're having a great time. Anyone else?
Yeah. I would love to know anything that you're willing to tell me about.
Okay.
Armor, and that's 78.
78. Okay. I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, good.
This can only be good.
All right, you get +3.
Thank you. With my -1. 13. Is that right? Something that works.
+3.
14.
14. Okay, so it stops and it clicks, and everything looks normal to you.
Okay.
But to everybody else, Basil transforms into a giant spider. Like a huge giant spider whose head and sack is like touching the top of the tent, basically. And
Did I
reach
win?
over and
it was sort of looks back for a moment and then just starts like laughing.
I reach over and kind of grab one of the mandibles.
Okay.
Why are you touching my mouth?
And you look down and you see kind of like, you have like spidery arms.
What's happening?
It's for 1 minute, so.
You are
Beautiful.
a large arachnid. This
I
is
look
your
at
true
these
form.
two. I look at his beard. I'm like, I'm not really sure why I want to spin this wheel.
I'm gonna take a lap around the ceiling.
Okay, oh yeah, You just walk around with giant spider, just like
Raswar, look!
just having a grand time watching you. Do you want to do it for a reward or not? It's up to you.
You must do it now, for we have.
Oh,
This is what
So
they
how
taught
it
me
works?
in my old party.
for logic.
Oh.
You're doing it? Okay, go for it.
Alright, don't know where you guys got this.
From one of the Gith champions. It's Gith Commander, and we're going to give you what he had.
I see.
Does that mean they're giving you death?
Yeah, stabbed in the face.
What he had, nobody.
66.
Okay, 66.
I can't believe we didn't have any 60.
Darn.
Okay. Okay, Raswar. So
Laughing already.
suddenly,
huh?
around now you're climbing the walls. No, but you smell it after a moment. Suddenly, the whole place smells of this horrible, noxious odor. So anyone within 30 feet of you must make a Constitution saving throw or be stunned. So con saving throw, 4 and Basil.
I don't know. I was doing
It's just
laps.
suddenly you feel it smells like it's just noxious.
What? +3.
Do I
17
smell it if
plus
I
8
don't
plus
have
3.
ability to breathe?
28.
Oh no, you can't breathe. You're fine. It just
Okay.
it's
Is it for
fine.
me too?
Okay. All right. How much?
28.
28. Okay, I'm just gonna roll for the room. That's a 2. Okay. Suddenly this odor just goes around, and everybody who was laughing just
What about him?
Oh.
no, he doesn't. It doesn't affect him. It's
I
everybody-
guess my roll wasn't that funny.
they're literally just paralyzed for 1 minute.
I reach over and I pick up the disc.
Okay.
What did you do to them?
I don't know what they're
No,
doing.
it smells horrible. You're kind of like, even though you're not doing anything, you're kind of inadvertently giving out like venomous
Stink lines.
stink. Yeah.
Maybe we need to spin it again.
Maybe we need to hit the showers.
I give it one more spin.
I did do a lot of sweating in the pits.
Really? Okay, roll.
We can spin more than once. We're gonna be here till we work through this chart.
55.
55. All right. Okay, you are now protected from your friends for 1 hour. They cannot basically do anything to you unless they succeed a Christmas saving throw against you.
But just your
Do I
friends.
know this?
Well, oh, I see. Good point. Arcane, please. Arcane check.
A little better. 16.
That's true. Maybe I shouldn't have just said it. You feel kind of like you're repulsing people.
I thought I was doing
That's how I
that.
feel all the time.
Yeah, as if to spell friend. Yeah, you've had.
I don't have friends.
Oh, you don't
here.
have friends? Or wait. Oh, I'm sorry.
My friends are not here.
So then, no, you repulse no one.
Okay.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to do anything for me. Why don't you try?
Well, if we're allowed to go again.
Well, they're all stunned, so.
Your little spidery hands are spinning.
Oh, the spider hands.
am I still a spider?
Yeah, 1 minute. No, at this point, it's. No, yeah, no, at this point, it's faded away.
101? I don't know how this
No,
works.
one. That's just one.
Just one?
Yeah,
Interesting.
that's bad.
Oh,
Is it?
The lowest on the chart usually.
Okay, Basil, you just rolled 8d6 as a fireball explodes on you.
That's what I said.
Oh
That's
my
bad.
god, this is not... Okay, well, fireball suddenly, it's... The contraption goes click and then zzz, and then explodes. The contraption itself just blows up. And you're all shot backwards as everybody else stunned. And everyone else is stunned, but they just shoot backwards like statues. It's just like... And then the whole tent catches on fire.
Do I need to take damage then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dex save.
14.
Dex save.
Dex save. I'm
Yeah.
good at dex save.
Don't worry, I roll low.
Dex save will be spell save DC. What's your spell save DC?
16.
16.
Do I roll a dex save too?
Yes, because it's centered on you.
Okay.
What's your spell save DC? I'm sure I beat it, but...
16.
Okay,
Plus
yeah,
3.
I'm good.
And what is this again? Dex?
Yeah.
Rip.
Yeah. I'm taking full
Oh, but
damage.
I get advantage if I can see it.
Oh, really? Then yeah, you
Yeah.
see it because it's centered on yourself. It's just the disc is exploding.
In your face.
Okay. 7.
7. Okay, you take full damage.
What's the full damage?
14.
14, Raswar? Take 14 rounds as you are blown away. The fireball doesn't seem as effective as coming for a mage, but you're blown back, action movie style, and everybody else in the tent is like singed, just their hair is just and like black and covered in soot. And
Am I as well?
What?
Am I as well?
What'd you do?
I rolled successfully, but am I blown back even?
Oh, you're not blown back. You just take the
Stand
explosion.
there like,
Just fire like overcomes you, the backdraft, and the disc, of course, is no more.
I walk over to the original guy who
Yeah, and
didn't have the disc,
they're just soot covered, and they get up and they're like, oh, as the sun goes away.
and I sort of pick him up the rest of the way. So what was the prize?
It was not this.
I'm so sorry, and I'm trying to fix the remains of it.
It's basically impossible. It's destroyed.
Is this when we start laughing?
No one's laughing. They're just kind of in pain, and like if you just got burned. And he says, "Just take this," and he hands it to you for the champ, and everyone else. And is anyone stopping the fire in
No.
a tent? Okay, so you just want the tent to burn then?
Oh,
It's
stop
already
it.
half gone anyway.
Okay.
The men who were just now coming out of their paralysis.
Yes.
You there? Get water.
Okay.
Pull out the tent.
They're like, oh, and then it was kind of like wincing in pain a little bit from a fireball. It just affected this whole room, and they just doused with some water back from the kitchen, and there's just a giant, now you have the moon roof in there, mess hall tent.
What is this?
Okay, so you can identify stuff. You can identify stuff. It's an ion stone for leadership. It's a +2 to charisma.
This does me no good. They said it was for you though, so here. It will make you lead stronger.
Ion
that
stone
mean?
of leadership. Yeah, sorry.
I do not know.
It's a rock.
Maybe you should shove it into you.
What?
That's how I equip these things.
How does this work?
Do you have to tune to? I don't know. Either way, it once you equip it, I think it just kind of floats around you. Ion stone.
I'm asking in character.
Oh.
I'm not a mage.
You just activate it with your arcane power. However, you normally tune to items. I don't know, you bite it like or something, or rub it like a lamp. I don't know.
I set it on my shoulder.
Okay, and it attunes to you. It's like, and it just kind of floats around. And then if you want to turn it invisible, you can.
You give it to your bird.
Oh, the bird is not with you. No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what was going to? Oh, you have +2 charisma. Permanently. Well, not permanently. What is that?
This one steals my rock.
Anyway, did I
bird
introduce
uses-
myself? I'm John Wellington Wells, and
Fair enough.
so sorry about your disc, but John Wellington Wells is apologizing now for destroying your disc.
It's just like John Wellington Wells. We remember that name, but honestly, it was our fault for messing with this device. So we'll take the heat from Temperius. And after this, most of the crew goes out and goes to the showers to dust off the fire and the soot and get new uniforms. So at this point, it's just you and your new moonroof tent.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Are we done here?
I don't know. Anyone else have exciting, fun games?
At this point, people just look and they're just like, and they walk out. Whoever's left.
Are we supposed to go back to the command tent?
Well, it's not bunk time, so yes.
So back to the tent you go.
Sure.
Heck we go.
All right. You head to the tent, and what was before was just that dragonborn. Now the Red Knight is there, as well as these four large, ferocious lizards. These giant red salamanders, basically. They're covered in red and orange scales, and they emanate just intense heat. Even if you're a little further off, it's just like a baking heat that simmers off, and you can see like when you look in the distance and you see the
Mirage.
heat. Yeah, the mirage stuff, and its head and neck, it's all reptilian, and smoke kind of seeps out of its nostrils and ears, and it has a slimy black tongue, and they look, around.
I walk up awkwardly close to one of them and look at it.
Okay, it just looks at you and hits you with its tongue. Not hit you, but licks you.
She said something about mounts we needed to cross lava.
Says, welcome back. This is it. I've procured 4 giant salamanders for us to cross.
I'll stick my hand
These
out
are
for
new.
it.
Okay, it licks you. Just like...
It's tasting you.
Oh.
They're very friendly. Not good for war, though. But rides.
My last mount was inanimate. These are new and different. It seems to like us.
When you say inanimate, was it something you built?
No, we found it down there. We took it. And then a god changed it.
Oh, that's right. I
It
forgot.
no longer had to go on the ground. It could go through the sky.
Oh, man.
It was exciting.
I don't know what I ate before falling asleep, but you were crazy.
I mean, we flew through the sky on the whole Rune airship. It can't be that far off.
That's a ship.
This was a smaller vessel.
That sounds really cool. I would love it. Do you draw?
I do not.
Okay.
I do tell Cosmia about things, and then she usually writes or draws. But I think she already knew about it before I found it. She was down there with us.
She was what? That does explain why she didn't tell my parents I wasn't at Strixhaven where she works sometimes.
Gasp.
Maybe she bought me some time by not being there. Why was she down there?
She was kidnapped to help fight a war. We rescued her, though.
That's the
Cool,
first
that's
interesting
good,
thing you've
thank
said.
you.
We won
He's
the war.
tuned out.
The war?
We did win the war.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's a crazy man and his skeleton friend running that place. I worry sometimes.
This is important.
They're not bad, though. They're just odd.
Right.
Crazy man and a skeleton friend.
So
The
then,
skeleton was quite powerful. He defeated many powerful enemies for us.
don't.
Well, thank you for saving Cosmia anyway.
I mean, she's my creator. It was kind of necessary. And
I
she
can't
gave
believe
me
we
new
never
things
met.
to play with.
Ooh.
I wish I had one of them with me right now.
Me too.
Oh well. Shall we?
If you're all ready, then yes, I believe we should go. Time is of the essence.
I see. Well then.
So, I assume you've all ridden giant fire lizards before?
Oh. Is there any trick to it?
Yes. Don't get thrown off. And she just hops on in one fell motion. Just whoosh, choo.
We're riding
And-
them in lava? Is that what you...
Over lava, around, yes.
Oh, okay.
Watch your feet.
Yep.
Well, I will attempt to hop on one as well.
Animal handling.
Okay. You ready to watch me fall? Set a total of 6.
6.
Can we assist and give him a little boost?
Oh, yeah, if you'd
make
like to
him look
assist him,
good?
absolutely, you can help action.
Okay.
Am I still glowing, by the way?
Advantage.
Yeah. Well, it's gone subtle, but it gives you basically advantage on dexterity, on stealth saves. Stealth rolls.
I'm trying to help you look cool here.
Well, with her help, it becomes a 13.
A 13, okay. So you begin to take your first step, and the lizard just kind of buckles a little bit. But Basil puts his... Are you still giant?
No, probably not right now.
Oh, okay. Puts...
I'll really subtly grab its reins or
Yeah,
something.
grab it. There it is. It stops it for a minute, and then you get on top. And it shakes, but then more or less stays put. You two?
I just go up and just put my hand on its face and just stare at it.
It doesn't know what to think.
I continue staring at it.
Okay, it just stares at you. And suddenly you have a mutual bond of understanding.
And then I climb on board.
You climb on board. Easily.
What the hell did he just do?
Basil?
Yep. Six?
Great.
I'd help you, but I'm already on mine.
Yeah, no helping here.
I think I've started to like kind
Yeah.
of put my body over it.
You start to get on, and you maybe touch the creature wrong, and more like a tender spot or whatever. And it yelps and just shoots out smoke and fire. And are you holding on?
Sure.
Okay, and just kind of like it just starts running off into the distance.
I didn't
And you're just kind of like holding on, just flapping against the reins.
Whoa.
Okay, and the Red Knight looks at you and says, "No, she's going the right way." Oh,
I guess we shall pursue.
All right, lizard thing, follow the other one.
okay, and you're all heading out then. You move forward, so does the Red Knight, and then you hear Temperius from behind, who just showed up. He says, "Raswar,
Yes.
moment."
Whoa.
And there's some,
That's a horse.
The tongue comes out from and like licks you.
That's disturbing.
How have you been?
Pretty good. Traveling the countryside, fighting lots of various creatures and killing them.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. Would have wanted nothing else for you. I'm proud of you, Raswar. I'm so proud of you. So proud of you.
Thanks.
I will say, if my service is done here, perhaps we can fight together once again in the future.
Well, now that you mention that, I kind of did, say some things and declare war on Tiamat. So if you're free soon, I could use a hand with that.
My men, Tempus, all the troops would be honored to fight by your side, Raswar. Oh, the best day of my life. Just go get him, Raswar. And he turns around and he begins to cry, but he doesn't want to show it.
For Tempus.
For Tempus.
Give your dad a hug.
Okay, you're gonna rejoin them? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Have I caught up to Basil yet?
Yeah. Well, kind of. It's just the thing is just like going
Am I just, like,
on all
sideways
fours.
on
Yeah,
this
yeah.
trail?
You're sideways.
That's
Yeah.
great.
I try to get up
Saddlebag.
sideways so I
I'm a
can kind of like
saddlebag.
give him a little boost.
Okay. All right. That's no problem. You get up, give it a little boost, and
Scrabble.
you catch yourself. But it's the thing's still like walking all wobbly.
Why do you hate me?
And with that, as you all head towards the Githyanki Fortress, we will call it and see what happens next time on the assault on the Githyanki Fortress. Okay. See you next time. And anybody?
Smite that like button.
Smash that like button
Hit that notification bell.
and subscribe. Thank you for watching.